Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is the 10th tutorial in this course, and in this tutorial we are going to talk about the POW function or the power function. And the power function helps us perform the exponentiation operation. It might sound complicated, but it's actually very simple. If you have to raise a number to the power of something else, then you have to use the power function basically, right? So if you want to calculate the square of 5, that's 5 times 5, you can use the power function. Now, it might not seem to be of much value if you just have to calculate squares and cubes, or if you have to multiply a number with itself like 4 times or 5 times. And then you can just multiply using the asterisk symbol, by using the multiplication operator. But if you have to raise a number to the power 7 or 8 or 9 or some greater value, then the power function comes in very handy, because it saves a lot of time and you'll have to type in lesser amount of code, and that's always beautiful. So let's just see how it works. And you must have noticed that in this program I have 2 header files instead of 1. The first one is the stdio.h header file, and this is something that we've used in the past. But the other header file is the math.h header file, and this header file is required if you want to use the power function, the POW function. Then you have to use this header file. On line 1 I have a comment, and of course I've saved the file. It's called POW_function.c. I've declared the main function and the curly braces are in place, so we are set to type in our code. And I'm just going to declare an integer first, and I'm going to call my variable x, and this variable is going to hold the value of the exponentiation operation. So type in int space x, put a semicolon to terminate the statement, and now I'm going to use the power function to calculate the cube of 5 and assign the value to x. So the way I do that is by typing in x equals POW, and since it's a function, it obviously has to be followed by a pair of parentheses, and I just type in double quotation marks accidentally. You don't need double quotation marks when you're using the POW function. You just have to give it 2 arguments. The first one is the number, and the second one is the power to the number, and I'll have to type in 5 comma 3 here because I want to calculate 5 to the power 3, and I put a semicolon to terminate this statement. And now I'm going to use printf to display the value that gets stored in x, and since x is an integer, I'll have to use the %d format specifier to display its value. I put a comma and then type in x to have its value on screen, a semicolon to terminate the statement. I'll save the file, click on build and run, and you see the output is 125, and that's because 5 times 5 is 25, and when you multiply 25 by 5 you get 125. So as I said, this thing, it won't seem to be of much value if you're just calculating the cube of number. But suppose if you want to calculate 2 to the power 8, right? Now if you would do that using the multiplication operator, then you'll have to type in 2 times 8, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times, like 8 times, and that would be like very boring, and you don't want to do that. So just use the power function and it saves a lot of time. So you get the value as 256. So I hope that makes sense, and thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I'm going to see you in the next tutorial, in which we're going to discuss something interesting again. And please subscribe to my channel in case you haven't already, and see you soon.